Hi, welcome all to another episode of No More Distractions by Namaste City. Today, you're in for a treat. You're about to listen to a solo episode for the next about 20 minutes or so, and it's all about mindfulness and the spiritual aspect of yoga. I read this quote the other day and I wanted to share it with you all and kind of break it down and talk it through. Yoga is not a workout, it's a work in. And this is the point of the spiritual practice, to make us teachable, to open our hearts and focus on awareness so that we can know what we already know and be who we already are. We all work so hard every day to keep up with our responsibilities and bring our best self forward that we forget to nourish what's most important, our soul. Our daily activities, from brushing our teeth to driving to cooking, become habits that they almost become mindless. Once we master certain skills, they become natural and they just come easy to us. When we're in the mode of doing, and especially with time as our enemy, we are just in that motion of doing without thinking. So we act out of memory and not with intention. Therefore, it's so easy to not be in tune with our body and our mind and not take care of it as we probably should. The practice of yoga on and out of the mat is a really good tool for mindfulness. During asana, which is our physical practice, we get the chance to sit down for maybe about an hour or so in our space, which is the mat, and focus on our breathing, which helps us reconnect with our inner world. That's why yoga is not a workout, it's a work in, because it makes us focus inwards. It helps us live life with gratitude about this mind and body connection that we cultivate during our practice. It helps us become more vulnerable, open our hearts, and focus on ourselves. It creates a space for less distractions from the outer world, and it allows us to better understand who we are. How often have you felt discouraged or confused and were looking for answers outwards? Probably in all the wrong places. Most of the times, all we need is time with ourselves to understand what it is that serves us and fulfills us, and what it is that drains us. When we forget who we are and what we need, we tend to overextend ourselves to people or activities that are no longer in alignment with our needs. This could eventually lead into exhaustion or mistargeted anger that is caused from internal misalignment. Remember that yoga is just one tool. There are multiple tools out there that could help us stay present in our everyday lives. However, in my opinion, I think that yoga combines the physical and spiritual practice so beautifully. If you would like to know more about the importance of aligning our mind, body, and soul, I would suggest you listen to one of our older episodes. It's called How to Align Mind, Body, and Soul with Charlie Sage. And I know very well that this is not an easy journey, and it can be a lonely one. There are times that we wish that being with someone would solve our anxieties and confusion, but most of the times this is just an illusion. We might temporarily feel lighter and relieved, but in order to actually feel grounded and comfortable with ourselves, we have to actually find that place within ourselves. No other person could give us the answers that we're really looking for. It sounds crazy, but it's true. We hold so much wisdom and knowledge from our past experiences, genes, and ancestors, and we tend to forget how powerful we are because of that. Being who we already are is not easy because we're constantly affected by our surroundings. Especially when we're younger, we tend to form ourselves in a way to fit in. We feel insecure about being different and feel the need to mold ourselves to the norm. Who said that normal is the right way to go? All this time we spend to fit in, we could be spending into looking inwards and learn more about who we are. I would like to make it perfectly clear that this is not something that I have been able to perfect, nor do I think I ever will. It is something that I am constantly striving for and trying to achieve. There's plenty of times that I get carried away by my brain and complex thoughts and self-doubt that I miss what is right there in front of me. I could take things for granted and get caught up in things that I would like to change in my life instead of celebrating what I already have. You might be identifying with what I'm describing right now, and I would love to hear more from you and what do you do to find who you are and embrace it and celebrate it. Yoga, meditation, and journaling can help with reorganizing all these complex thoughts and rewire our brain. We almost have to understand how it works, trick it in a way, and redirect it to focus on the things that brings us joy. It is interesting because we are more in control than we think. Being mindful and present is what actually helps us being in control. Believe me, I know it is a lot of work, and there will be plenty of times that we would want to let ourselves feel all the feels, and we deserve that. But let's not let ourselves get lost in the abyss of all the negative thoughts and self-doubt. Every single one of us is so powerful and so unique that offer a great service in this world. We will get lost, we will get let down, but the point is to get back up, listen to our soul, and nourish it with what it really needs. Whether it is yoga, running, dancing, or playing music, whatever is our favorite getaway, it is the key to disconnect from the outer world and reconnect with our inner world. Keep working on your spiritual journey. Be kind and be you. So, I'm going to leave you today with some journaling prompts that can get you going, especially if you're not super comfortable with meditation or not sure where to start from. I would suggest you guys journal when you're the most alert and energized in the day, since it's easier to tap in. You can write whatever comes up without any judgment. Every once in a while, I would suggest you circle back to your previous notes. And when you do that, it helps identify patterns and behaviors, and it really helps with your inner journey. Additionally, if you click on the description of the episode when you're done listening or throughout you listening to the episode, you will be able to click on the link and download the PDF with the journal prompts so you can write straight on them. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to open up my notebook here, and I'm going to go through the journal prompts with you, and I will kind of explain what I would write in my journal. So if you're not driving and you do have a couple of moments, I would suggest you spend on going through those journal prompts with me. So take your notebook, grab a pen, and let's do this together. So the first journal prompt I would write down in my journal, it would be, is there any part of my body that feels unusually tight, tense, or sore? And what feelings arise from this discomfort? And then, for example, I would write that maybe my stomach hurts a bit today, and my neck feels kind of sore, and I'm really craving some movement. When we go throughout our day, we normally don't really notice these things. So when you actually ask yourself and you really put your mind to it, then you kind of realize those things, and then you know what you need to do to pay extra attention to them. My second journal prompt would be, what am I the most grateful for today? And how can I express this gratitude? So for me, I would write that I'm grateful for having flexibility this morning to take my time and wake up whenever time I wanted and stayed in bed longer, although I was already awake. And that I'm really grateful for my boyfriend bringing me some heart-shaped eggs this morning in bed. And I would show my gratitude by doing something nice, probably for my boyfriend. Another journal prompt would be, was there a difficult thought or emotion that came up for me today? And how did I respond to this? For me, it would be that I thought of work and that stressed me out a little bit, and I thought of things that I need to do or I need to tackle as soon as I'm back in the office. But I try to take a couple of moments and realize that, this weekend is for me and I want to focus on other things, and I just need to be present on what I'm doing right now. So that's what I would write for that one. The next journal prompt is, what made me feel alive and fulfilled today? And my answer to this would be the fact that I was able to spend a full day at the studio and create content without stressing to do the next thing or go to the next task or whatever that may be for the day. Next journal prompt would be what brought me stress and anxiety throughout the day. For me, it would be that I actually got a bit stressed to record a full episode by myself for the first time. And then what was the most important thing I accomplished or made progress on today? I would say getting more comfortable ignoring the camera in front of me and just focusing on delivering like powerful messages to you guys. And lastly, how can I approach tomorrow with more sense of ease and wonder? And I would say feeling proud of what I accomplished today and looking forward to walking around New York City tomorrow and connecting with friends. And that's it. So these journal prompts could lead to a lot more. They could be nice and short. Maybe this is what you start with, but you still could end up filling up a whole page of your notebook, and it kind of brings you settle in, regroup, and maybe you end up doing it right before bed. So it's also a nice way to kind of like clear out everything that it's in your mind, put it on the side, literally write it down, almost like forget about it, and then just relax. To learn more about Namaste City and this podcast, visit namastecitylife.com and feel free to drop us a message by visiting the Contact Us page. You can follow Namaste City on Instagram or Facebook. And if you have not already done so, please go to Spotify or Apple Podcasts and subscribe, rate, and review this podcast. Thanks for listening to No More Distractions by Namaste City, hosted by me, Sonia.